Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Anuj and welcome to my room tour. Yes, this is my new apartment and I have just moved in over here and this is the official room tour. I hope you're ready. Without any further ado, let's go. Why a new apartment? Well, because I am studying my PG and MD Medicine at GMC Nagpur, which is just a minute of walk over that side. And I'm really excited to live this new life, being a little more independent, as well as creating a lot of content documenting my entire journey like I've done before. So without any further ado, this is your official room tour. So let's start with the first room, that is the hall. Now I've rented this apartment, not bought it. So मैं इसमें ज़्यादा modifications कर नहीं पाया, but I'm really happy with what I've done. My friends Aditi and Radhika have done a lot of help for me to make this room look good. Let's go. As you can see, this is the hall and I've got a lot of different things over here. Let me show you a few of them. First of all, as you can see, these are the frames which I've put all over the place. These are the photo frames of the things that really inspire me quite a lot and they make me a better person. Also, they make the studio look really aesthetic. I've got one for heart, one for brain, a cat, an astronaut, God of War, Red Dead Redemption 2, and not just that, I have even got Krishna and Ram, both of them over here. I was really happy that this studio came with the blue color because that is the theme of my life and also I feel like that's the theme of my channel. The first thing I did after getting over here was to install these library bookshelves that I had from my old studio over here. And then I put in all of my favorite books over here so that I can read them or reread them anytime I want. Next, I bought in my couch from my studio and then I bought a beanbag. As you can see, we've got the original lamp over there as well. You've seen that lamp many times in my old room. Damn, old room, really. Now, next you can see this is a flower pot. This was the idea of Aditi and she told me just get a flower pot. It makes your room look really good. So we got a flower pot and all of these are fake vines which you see hanging over there because as a medicine resident, I don't think कि कोई real plant की मैं care कर पाऊंगा 3 साल. So yes, those are the vines and right next to it you can see that is my cozy corner. Again, an idea from my friend. So we've got the cozy corner. It's got a soft gadda over it and some cushions to make it really comfortable place to have your coffee, to have your tea, to have your ice latte, whatever you drink. And lastly, I've got the elephant in the room is my desk setup. So this is my current desk setup. थोड़े से modifications बचे हैं, but more or less it's going to be the same. In short, on my desk I've got my laptop, my monitor, my keyboard, mouse and my microphone. All of the things that you require to be a content creator in this modern day and era. And also I've got my camera nearby, but I can't show you this because we are shooting it. And finally we've got the chair, something which I've been using since a long time. It's the same chair that I've been sitting on back at home in my original studio. Two things I'm going to show you before we move on from the hall is this first one where I've got a speaker. I've got a Bose speaker which was a gift to me by Educart, which is an incredible book company. That's a speaker, but it also has got this Galaxy projector with laser inbuilt. Yeah, that's pretty cool and it also charges via USB-C. That's always a good thing to know. Right next to the speaker I've got a planter in which hopefully I'm going to put in oxygen. Otherwise we'll have to leave oxygen at home. I'll be meeting him sometimes in between, but that's what growing up feels like. You have to leave your beautiful plants at home. Lastly, on my desk you'll always find a coaster so that my desk doesn't get dirty. So yes, that was more or less what my hall kind of looked like. So if you turn right over here from the hall, that my friend, the dark place where Batman's parents were murdered, that was the kitchen. Hi friends, welcome. This is my small little kitchen. So just to show you a few things that are present over here, I've got a khao ka dabba. So in Marathi, khao is the word that we use when we describe certain items that we use on a day-to-day basis. Ekdam normal si khane ki cheez. This is a khao ka dabba. I've got some soya chunks because they are really good sources of protein if you want to get protein in your diet. Just opposite to the protein is my Maggi. So yes, that's nothing special. I've got a few chopsticks over here in case my friends try to come up and we can just have a meal together. Next, I've got this make your coffee thing which was gifted to me by my very dear friend Nitisha. Thank you so much for that. And next thing, I've got a kettle. So kettle is really important if you're a student and if you feel like you are going to be living alone, get yourself a kettle. It's a lifesaver. It will help you make a lot of things, especially coffees when you feel like it. So I'm just going to make a coffee for myself and show you the process that I used to make an Americano. So my friends, right from the kitchen, if you take a right turn once again, you are going to go to my bedroom and this is a place where the magic happens. And by magic, I mean consolidation of memory and sleep. So yes, this is a place where it's going to be epic. Before we go ahead, I want to tell you a story. When I was a NEET UG aspirant, I gave around 45 to 50 full-length question papers in the last 6 months for the NEET examination. Yes, you heard me right. Full-length papers wo bhi itne sare. And that really helped me nail down my problem-solving skills, my time management, and also my weak areas which I had to cover. So that's what you should do as well. But what's the best place to find this test series? My friends, the answer is Akash AIATS Plus. This is a test series that I recommend for you guys because it is very unique and starts off with 3 diagnostic tests that help you figure out what are your weak areas for NEET preparation. Then you get to give 7 mock tests, and after each mock test you have a YouTube class that helps you solve all your doubts and give you detailed solutions. Not just that, they also discuss most important topics in this YouTube classes. Finally, once these 10 tests are over, you give your final 26 tests. Yes, final 26 tests, out of which 13 are conducted offline to simulate a real NEET-like experience, and you're given 13 to take back home as home assignments. If you put your heart into it and solve all of these tests, I am 100% sure your question solving will improve and your scores in the NEET exam will improve. So check the link in the description and join Akash AIATS Plus. And now we'll continue the video. So yes guys, this is my bedroom. It's nothing special. It's just a simple psych bed hai, and that bed also came from my home. So whatever stuff was there in my studio before has now been transferred to this apartment. So I'll tell you the original story of this bed. This bed was constructed at my place when my house was getting built back in 2017. This was placed in my sister's room, and immediately in 2019 she decided she's gonna marry my brother-in-law. So yes, they got married, and then immediately the house was empty. That room, that my sister's room, which you also saw in certain videos, got converted into my studio. Yes, I'm belonging from an Indian family, and that's exactly what happens. This bed is like Lego. It just assembles and disassembles just with the help of a few brackets and few notches. So yes, it was disassembled and it laid there dormant for 3 years, and then finally we moved it back here. So my friends, we're back in the hall, but there is an entire other room. So this is a 2 BHK flat. There is an entire other room which I haven't showed you, and that is right over here. By the way, that is the main gate. This is the hall and that is the bedroom, but we still have this one room over here. Let me show you what that is. This is an empty room which is supposed to be a bedroom, but I live alone. I don't live with anybody, so this is essentially empty. So I'm basically using it like a storeroom. As it turns out, being a resident plus being a YouTuber brings a lot of stuff to your house, be it from the books or the equipment that you use to film. So many equipments here. We've got 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1 hall and 1 kitchen. It's a really nice and comfortable place to stay, and I'm really happy that I was able to convert this, which was sort of really abandoned since the last 1.5 years, to something which is so much more livable and so much more fun. So really happy that I got this place. So yeah, that's about this segment. So those of you guys who are new, I am staying in Nagpur. I have my family home somewhere, and now this is the place which I've bought in Nagpur itself to be closer to my hospital. So you guys might be wondering, why do you exactly need to make a studio over here? It's okay that you just stay and live over here, but why make a studio? Whenever you want to do something, there's this concept called as friction. So what does friction mean is that it is the force that is opposing you to doing what you really want to do. For example, I want to shoot a video. Now, if the friction is too high, for example, I'm really tired, I've already done a night shift. Now maybe I have to publish a video in the next week. So if I don't have a studio at hand, if I don't have every single equipment rightly ready, now the friction is really increased. But if I already have something like a microphone setup, a light setup, a camera setup, I just have to sit down and talk. So in a way, whenever you go, if you're especially a creator, if you make a studio, that way you're reducing your friction to making content. And that's one of the main reasons I was able to stay consistent all throughout my MBBS years as well, during NEET PG and also during internship. And now hopefully during residency also, I plan to stay on consistent on YouTube, because I feel like I can prove to the world that it is possible to manage your residency, to manage your studies, as well as to make content creation, which people usually think to be impossible. If you want to study more, you just have an open library where you can just pick out any book that you want. Don't add the friction of closing your library down. Don't have the friction of opening the cupboard doors and then actually taking your book out. Just leave your books open on the table when you're studying them. That reduces your friction. Alright, moving on to the next part. So coming to the logistics of owning an apartment, what is the rent? What all did I buy? Is it actually feasible being a resident? What is everything going on? Let's talk about that. First of all, the rent of this apartment is 15,000 rupees, including maintenance. So this is a 2 BHK flat with 2 bathrooms and 15,000 rupees. That's it. So if I potentially get a roommate maybe 1 year, 2 years down the line, that is reduced just to half. And I've signed a 2-year contract. So my rent is going to be staying 15,000 rupees for the next 2 years every month. What are all the things that I bought? So there is quite a lot of investment which I did in this particular apartment. First of all, I bought the bean bag, which was around 4,000 rupees. Next, I got this very nice wooden table for 5,000. I installed a water purifier and a water heater. Both of this costed me roughly around 15,000 rupees. Apart from that, a few miscellaneous items like getting the Wi-Fi done, cleaning the house, cleaning the toilets and everything, all of that took roughly around 3,000 rupees. It took a lot of investment to get this done, but it is significantly less compared to the outside cities like Mumbai or Pune or Delhi. There, the costs for doing exactly the same thing would be twice as high. If you're a student and if you're watching this video to set up your own room, there is something which I'd like you to know. Always take these 2 things if you don't have. One is get yourself a water purifier, because you don't really know what kind of water you're drinking, and water transmits so many diseases. So always good to have a good water purifier which will assuredly give you good water quality and you will be staying hydrated that way. Next, you can get yourself a water heater. So I've got myself an electric geyser of around 5 liter capacity. That's good enough for me to shower. So that is one way you can keep yourself clean. And these these are the two things. If you want, you can get that. There are two smart modifications which I did in this house, which I feel are incredible. First of all, I installed a security camera, which is a 360-degree rotating camera, and whenever it detects any sort of motion, it sends me a video of that motion is detected. A notification is coming up right to my phone and to an extension on my Apple Watch, so immediately I get notified if somebody's in the house. Next thing is I bought a smart switch. Now this smart switch is particularly I'm using only for the water heater. The thing is, I was really scared that if I leave the switch of my water heater on, it is just going to consume a lot of electricity, and in the worst case scenario, it might catch on fire. So for that, I bought this smart switch, which I can easily turn on and off from my phone. I can also set up a timer. Okay, 15 minutes on rakho, geyser on, okay, off ho jayega. So that way I know that I'm not wasting any electricity or water and potentially not risking the safety of the residents of this society. Lastly, I want to come to some concluding thoughts. Why am I living outside? Because I want to taste the independence. I want to enjoy life outside of my family, and I want to just enjoy a few years of this bachelor life, as we call it, and I am really excited for it. At a cost of 15,000 a month, my residency salary is almost 5 times that, so I can pretty much afford it. Lastly, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to hit the thumbs up button and also subscribe my channel so that you don't miss it. It's Dr. Anuj Pachhel, and I promise to never waste a single second of your life if you click on my videos. With that, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.